Good morning, everyone. Today I have the pleasure of speaking to Travis. Travis, how you doing?
Doing well, bud. How are you doing?
I had a great conversation. Travis for 25 years in business. There's no complaints against Amazon. We're just asking for Amazon to see the full story, and we need Amazon to do something. So tell us your horrific story, what you had, which literally decimated your 25-year, very
Yeah.
successful business overnight. What happened?
Yeah, we very successful, 25 years being in business. Been selling on Amazon for well over 10 years, doing several million, anywhere from 4 to 7 million annually. Basically, long story short, January sales were up 30%. Everything was going great. We got further into February and things started to start hitting the fan and things started going sideways. What we found out was the United States Postal Service was ill-equipped to handle, I guess, basically the mail in the Indiana region and for surrounding facilities as they switched from a smaller facility to a larger facility, which I've learned months later. But they needed 2 to 3 times the employees, were unable to manage the staff. And so basically, truckloads of mail just sat there for months on end. I've got shipments that were shipped in January that didn't receive a scan for 3 months and ended up in California. So it looks like they moved trucking containers to California to handle the overflow. And so what this ended up doing was we're shipping 2 to 300 orders a day. It ended up putting thousands of pieces of mail and tens of thousands of dollars, 40,000, 50,000, $60,000 worth of packages in a continuous loop and not being delivered. And so I don't fault Amazon for obviously needing to protect the customers and their satisfaction. We had 250, 300, 400 maybe Amazon A to Z claims. We had more than I can count. The only wish that I had is that we were able to keep up with and the overflow mass stem of things that are happening to us. And I'm sure we're not the only seller in the Indianapolis region or Indiana region that had to deal with this. It's a known issue. Google it, you'll see it. So it's not something we're hiding. It's not something that we're doing default for. Our metrics, pre-cancellation rates are still zero. Our tracking is 99 plus. But our on-time delivery went from 87% down to 24, and it was a huge problem. Our late shipment was not a problem. None of these things were an issue. Our customer service and our emails were good, but Amazon A to Z claims and customers were getting refunded without even us getting notices. And so we had a plethora of tens of thousands of dollars refunded, which we could manage that and still succumb and flip and recover. But the biggest issue was the suppression of our listings. And this was a result of sales in the very last part of January going into February and then early March. And so throughout this time period, we didn't have answers. We've since come to learn this, but our ODR score, I don't think has ever been above zero point 0.1. And it rose to almost 3, like a 2.9. And we understand that. And I don't have any problems with that. We made shifts to start using FedEx. We tried to get Amazon to know this. We tried to do their internal teams, tried to get headway with someone to let them understand that, hey, here is, when someone looks at this, and I spent 3.5 hours with health support, the very first phone call. I mean, I've spent tens of hours with them, probably 40, 50 hours trying to get someone to understand this. But when someone really looks at this and they look at the business model and they go, oh, okay, well, this is all USPS. Because when they look at the report of the ODRs, it's all there. It's clear. It's all shipped by them. And so what we did is we made a shift to FedEx. We made a shift to that marketplace. We did the right thing. We made what needed to happen be done. We're going to lose some sales, obviously, with the cost, but that's fine. In the big picture of things, we needed to make that adjustment, and we had to. The problem is Amazon didn't seem to care, and we've been suppressed, and we're still suppressed right now. Our account's been suspended like 3 or 4 times, and we've had to talk to health support. I don't know if you want to call it a suppression. Well, it's been suppressed. Let's put it that way. It continues to be suppressed. I don't want to say it's suspended, but we've had the
Right.
health violations, right? So our account health has gone from almost an 800 score down to 400. And right now we're still suppressed. And so right now I've lost 98% of my sales. 98 for the last 60 days. So I have
Right.
lost
So,
over
but just over how much money you earned in
I've
sales?
lost I've lost over $1 million in sales in the last 60 to
Unbelievable.
70 days.
Right.
So we've lost 98%. And I am just like my business model hasn't changed. You know, I believe the United States Postal Service, I was told by May they'd have things fixed. I believe they're fixed. The problem is I still have order defects rates that are part of this that are holding it down. And right now I'm looking at numbers and there's only 1,100 orders. I'm used to having 1,100 on a weekend, and I only have 1,100 orders for the last
60
60
days.
days. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, I've lost 98% of my business. My sales are just nothing. I think last month, they were, I don't know,
Right. So just
nine.
to summarize, Amazon actually in this case, they did the right thing on a technical, that the shipments were not getting delivered, so they didn't suspend you, they suppressed you. But now that your business model has your shipping, the issue has been fixed anyways, but we're even more than that, you're shipping FedEx even just in case.
Yeah.
And we're just hoping
It was
someone.
it was it was weeks ago. I mean, we made these changes weeks ago to try to comply with this, and we've gone back and forth. We've tried to play with the shipping settings. We've adjusted our prices. I mean, we have back end APIs in our own system. eBay has told us to do the SBS and automation, but once I talk to the health specialists, they're like, "Whoa, your system's way better than just randomly putting stuff there." So they tell me to take the automation off, but usually their first go-to is like, you need to put on the handling time. You need to put on, SBS, and you need to do all this other stuff. But once we start talking to them and telling them like we're down to an individual SKU and we're running 150,000 SKUs, but we're updating inventory 3, 4 times a day, pricing at least once a day. And the handling time is based on the location of the items and the warehouses. So it's a very, system that I had built over many, many years and well over $1 million, whatever it is. So we have these sophisticated systems that have really helped us, win on Amazon up until this issue. But it's navigating this issue and to getting someone's attention on Amazon to sit here and go, oh, well, this is the cause of this root issue.
Right.
Here's the solution. They've made those changes. Let's help this guy out and let's get him sales back, right? Like he's a top seller. Like I know I'm one of the top sellers in my industry. But right now I'm looking, no BS. This is the first time in 25 years I've not been able to make my payments. I'm looking, unfortunately, I'm looking at bankruptcy. This issue is so dire that I don't know anyone that can stay in business. I've stayed in business for about 60 days now with 98% of my sales gone. I don't know what else to do. I'm at the point where we're literally looking at bankruptcy. And after 25 years of being a frugal and started this business with $3,500, right?
And,
And I've
and it's a
done
fixable
millions.
problem. The
It's a
problem,
fixable problem. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
all they need is someone to fix it. So I hope we're praying someone in Amazon, yeah, do the right thing for us.
Contact me, please. Speed
Yeah,
Outfitters, right? Like
okay.
Speed Outfitters. I even get my cell number on here if they want it, but
No, 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 we'll put it
no, I
behind
know
it.
that. But yeah, please, man, please.
Okay, best of luck, and I enjoyed speaking. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.